Good morning, PyCon. Super excited to be here. What do we need to get? Is this being like doing the recording thing? Great, it's back. I'm excited to be here, as is the rest of the NVIDIA team. Same place as on the torso cover. Please talk to us about faster Python and smaller downloads. We will be in talks Saturday, Sunday. We have open spaces following the talks, and we'll also be at sprints. I'd like to thank the folks who have made my last year immeasurably better. The Python Software Foundation folks, Deb and the staff, Dawn and the board, all of the volunteers for the PSF. At PyCon, this PyCon, Elaine and John and Olivia and Lauren and all of the volunteers. Thanks to the other conferences I've been to for Python, the folks organizing the Python meetups and conferences that aren't PyCon US. Thank you everyone in the chairs in front of me. Your effort and investment to be here is super appreciated. Thank you friends from the future watching this video. I'm a little bit envious of you as you get to enjoy tomorrow's talks today. Super thanks to the PyPI infrastructure team, E and the rest. More than 2 billion downloads a day is wild. Thanks to all of my fellow sponsors at all of the levels. I get to enjoy a tiny bit of PyCon from the stage as a visionary sponsor, but that is not enough. Would love to see more supporting members of the PSF. Beyond staying hydrated and wearing a smile, I would love for more people to join the Python Software Foundation as supporting members. That's your homework for today. Otherwise, I will see you out there, and please enjoy your PyCon.
Thank you so much. All right, next up we have Hannah from AWS, Michael from Alpha Omega, and this guy named Seth from the PSF.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is
one,
Hannah
or
Aubrey
is there
from
another
AWS
one?
Open Source.
One more. What? Oh. Hey, I'm on.
Hey.
I'm on.
Hello. Hey, everyone. I'm Hannah Aubrey from AWS Open Source. We're here to tell you today about how we're funding security initiatives for the Python ecosystem. My friends Michael and Seth are going to tell you about that work in just a minute. But first, I'd like to tell you why this work is so important to AWS. AWS would not be what it is today without open source. As such, we have a responsibility to contribute to communities like Python. We must do our part to make sure critical projects like Python remain secure and reliable long-term, because the entire world depends on them. No pressure, Seth. Now here's Michael Windsor, co-founder of Alpha Omega, to tell you about his work.
Thanks, Hannah. It's really great to be here to talk about Alpha Omega. There's a saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. When Log4Shell happened, the industry woke up to a huge problem of supply chain security and open source. And we created Alpha Omega with a big idea and enough money to get started. Since then, we've raised even more money and spent a lot of money working with projects across the open source ecosystems to drive security improvements to catalyze change. We use a four-pronged approach. Staffing, where you make it someone's job to lead security changes in a particular organization. Package managers. These are the app stores of software development where we can make security changes for everyone, easy. Audits and security, because every really good security journey starts with an audit. And then finally, experiments and innovation, because this space is new and honestly, we don't know what we're doing yet. Over the past several years, we've been lucky enough to work with dozens of projects and leaders in open source. Individually, their work has been amazing, but the most delightful outcome is how they've come together to create a community around security that learns, shares, and supports. These are just some of the amazing people we've been able to work with over the past few years. We brought them together, we learned from them, and in particular, I want to thank the Python community, Seth Larson and Mike Fiedler, for leading the charge towards open source security in a sustainable way.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone. I'm Seth, and I work for the Python Software Foundation as the security developer in residence. In the past few years, we've seen attackers abuse the ubiquity of Python and open source software to target users and maintainers. This is done by exploiting software vulnerabilities, by poisoning the supply chain of popular packages, and most recently through social engineering of volunteer maintainers. My role at the PSF is all about creating a secure by default experience for the millions of people building with Python. It should come as no surprise that there is a ton of Python software out there. This graph shows only the top packages on the Python package index, and those little lines on there are not dependency lines. Those are social relationships, people that contribute to multiple packages. And this is just one small slice of the award-winningly welcoming social network of Python. This social network of Python means that I don't have to do all the securing alone. There are thousands of folks out there who are donating their time and expertise to the Python ecosystem and adopting security best practices in their own projects and communities. And that's why I and many others are so excited to be here in Pittsburgh for the largest gathering of Pythonistas in the world. We'll be using this time to meet with maintainers and users of Python software to learn their stories and their problems and to share solutions for better security. Many of the projects that I'll be embarking on this year will be the result of conversations that we have over the next few days. This QR code has all the talks, open spaces, and meetups at PyCon US that are focused on supply chain security. The first event is later today at the AWS booth at noon. Join me, Michael, and Mike Fiedler, the security engineer for PyPI, at the AWS booth for a Meet the Security Experts session. Come say hello, we can answer all of your questions and talk security. Lastly, I want to thank AWS and Alpha Omega for supporting the Python Software Foundation in building a more secure Python ecosystem for everyone.
Next up, we have Ian from Meta. So please give a round of applause for Ian.
Good morning, everyone. First off, this is super cool. I was watching Amanda over there doing it, and my conclusion is that my typing is garbage. That's a different level. I'm so glad to be here with you all today at PyCon. I'm Ian Barber. I'm Director of Engineering at Meta. Meta is a continuing visionary sponsor of PyCon, the Python Software Foundation's Developer in Residence program, and historically, the Python Core Developer Sprint. At Meta, we have over 3,000 Python developers working in the language every day, which is, I mean, there's probably more people here looking at you all. They're in different functional areas spread across the company. But if you look at folks making changes, Python is now actually the most used language at Meta. Our motivation to continue investing in Python is to support development at scale, and we look forward to building solutions with and for the whole community. We got a host of exciting OSS projects that are moving us forward in velocity and performance, like Firefly. That's our new IDE plugin and type check engine, which we just released as an alpha. Already, it can give you instant autocomplete, code navigation, and type inference, even on a massive code base. We plan for a GA release later this year, but you can see the performance in your IDE today. We're also working on free-threaded Python, which enables true multi-threading without the GIL, simplifying parallelism, and giving fine-grained concurrency controls. This helps with performance across multiple cores, preventing critical threads like those feeding GPUs from being preempted. And we believe that it's key for more efficient AI workloads, for improving power consumption, and developer productivity, which makes Python even better at very large, but also small scales. We continue to invest in long-term projects like Triton and PyTorch. The recently released version 2.7 of PyTorch contains Triton 3.3, support for our friends at NVIDIA's new Blackwell GPU architecture, and innovations like flex attention for inference. We're committed to building the best stack for AI and ML development in open source centered around Python. If you're interested in learning more about Firefly or just Python typing in general, please come along to the Typing Summit. It's today, 2 to 6 p.m., upstairs in room 319. And please drop by the booth, say hi, learn more about all the work that we're doing in this area. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. My name's Deb Nicholson. I'm the executive director at the Python Software Foundation. I want to say welcome to PyCon US. Woo! It looks like there are so many people here, which is fantastic. How many of you know what the Python Software Foundation is or does? All right. One day it's going to be every hand. So. But we're getting closer every year, which is fantastic. Our mission is to promote and protect and advance the Python programming language, and to support and facilitate the growth of a diverse and international community of Python programmers. We are also the nonprofit home of Python, both the language and the community. And then that means that we're an open membership organization made up and led by the community. So like by the community, for the community. This is the nuts and bolts that makes that happen. We also provide infrastructure, security, and legal support for Python. You heard a little bit about the security. And we promote connection, diversity, and growth in the Python community, which, it takes a lot of different forms. We do that through grants, fiscal sponsorships, and support for cross-community organizing. This was another big year of growth for Python. I wasn't able to find a foamy finger for Pittsburgh, but Python is now the #1 language on GitHub. Maybe next year we'll have Python foamy fingers, I don't know. The demands on PSF infrastructure continue to grow year over year. I know we talk about that a little bit, but I want to say thank you to Fastly for their 5-year commitment, CDN support. We could not do this without them. In 2024, PyPI saw an 84% growth in download counts and 48% growth in bandwidth. This is after 2022, we had a 57% growth in download counts and bandwidth, and then in 23, another 45%. So I didn't have time to make a graph that does this, but that's what's happening. Maybe next year, we'll see. So some of you might also be wondering what's up with PyPI orgs. For those of you who have not been following this, we announced a while ago that we would set up orgs in PyPI for groups that work together and want to collaborate and have the administrative support to kind of, have a group. A nice piece of this plan is that we would also collect an administrative fee that we could then use to make more improvements to PyPI and provide more support for different features down the road. This idea was super popular, maybe like too popular, because we immediately got 8,500 requests. That's a lot, and many of them were from people working for the same company or other duplications. People were like, oh, maybe I'll do my work email and my home email or whatever. And then probably some of them were junk and bad faith requests because like the internet. But it took us a while. We're like, oh no, but we have cleared the backlog on PyPI orgs. Thank you, Maria Ashna. If you see her, let her know that you are grateful. And then E has shared with me that orgs is fully up and running. This is the number of orgs approved, and you can see we have a little, it's a small amount, but it's a good amount. So we are really excited to have orgs fully up and running. Our grants program is also very popular. When I got here about 3 years ago, you can see the grants program was kind of like, oh, I'm going to take a nap during the pandemic, because a lot of our work is supporting in-person events. So you can see this has happened. We've been working really hard to make the grants program more transparent, to make the application process easier and more supported. Our community communications manager, Marie Norden, conducted a huge overhaul of our grants program to shorten waiting times and increase equity and make sure that the community is getting regular updates on the program. So thank you, Marie. You can, yeah. So we've been getting more requests for more events, for more money. Basically growth in every direction, like how sharks are smooth in every direction. And except the only thing that didn't magically increase by 84% this year was income. So The nonprofit, I know it's right in the name, nonprofit, but we're always working on that. So if you have ideas for funding or your company benefits from Python and you haven't gotten a lovely spotlight up here yet, please get in touch. Or if you just want to help fundraise or like whatever, we would love to hear from you. So I have a question. Who here was a weird kid? Oh yeah, more hands actually than people who knew what the PSF is. So I'm glad I'm in the right place. People might remember that this is a kid who loves Michael Myers. She's like, they played the music for her birthday. She's really excited. One thing I think that is often great about weird kids is that they immediately accept other weirdos. And I think that's also one of the key strengths of the Python community in events like this one. Like you show up and you're like, I've been using Python to sort tooth enamel samples from like pre-Columbian societies so I could like figure out what they were eating. And no one's like, ew, gross. They're like, yeah, awesome, what libraries are you using for that? So that's one of the things that's great about weird, right? Weird people bring new ideas and perspectives and new ways of doing things. And that means things grow and stay fresh, and it means we can continue to use Python for more purposes and more things. But not all weird is good, right? We're living in weird times. Sometimes weird is good. Like if you like shrimp and black cats, this looks like a good time, right? I like both those things. But sometimes weird times are not good times. This is Hieronymus Bosch. I don't know what that guy was on, but he painted it. And it is a weird time in the US. People don't feel safe traveling here, and many people don't feel safe living here. And I'm saddened that somewhere between like 300 and 500 people who might have come to join us this year at PyCon US didn't feel safe joining us. It's also a super weird time for US nonprofits. Like no one could have planned for the swift changes in public funding or people abruptly moving or the impact that current events would have on the running of an international conference. PyCon US is a large budget item for our small nonprofit, bigger than our grants program and bigger than any person's salary. It's also a weird time for tech. Layoffs, even just this week, possible large changes to the regulatory environment, and uncertainty about the US and global economy does not make for a nice mix. It also doesn't make people like, let's take a chance, let's fund something that other people are already funding. So it's weird. And I just want to say that I'm extremely grateful to the amazing, powerful, friendly global community we have at Python. I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm especially glad that we get to be good weird together this week. So, thank you. We're going to go back up to fun. I want to talk about the human beings at the PSF. We're still basically a coven. We have one opening. Yeah, we're more or less 13 people supporting everything that the PSF does for over 8 million Python users around the world. But probably our most magical employee is Olivia Sals. She runs PyCon US. This event could not happen without her incredible dedication and hard work. So I just want to thank you, Olivia. This is Seth and Mike. They handle all of our security reporting, infrastructure, and support for Python, PyPI, and all our users. They'll be talking about their work in depth on Sunday morning after the first keynote. And Seth also has a solo talk on Sunday at 1:45 on phantom dependencies. I'm told no actual ghost will be involved. So, and this is Eve. This is right here in the front row. Remember all the infrastructure I mentioned? E manages that, and they are extremely good at what they do. We could not support Python and PyPI's incredible growth without them. So this is Maria, who cleared the backlog on PyPI. She's been working with E. She's the reason that we were able to get orgs up and running, and the reason that we are very close to being caught up on all our other PyPI support queues. And she's going to be talking about her PyPI work on Saturday at 4:15. Yes. E is also joined this year by Jacob Coffey. I joked the other day that Jacob is like E's Riker, but he's actually better than that. And he's going to be talking about his first year working on PSF infrastructure on Sunday at 2:30. Okay. Oh, We can do all of them or all at the end. I don't want to, you know. This is Marie Norton, who is our Community Communications Manager. She supports our grants program, including the management of the recent improvements to the grants program, giving us a more equitable, supportive, and transparent program. She also works with the D&I work group, the Fellows work group, and does our daily comms work. And you can catch Marie at the PSF booth. So, yes. Jamie has helped us run PyCon US for many years as a contractor, and this year finally joined us full-time to work on PS events all around the year. So we're really glad to have him join the team. He might be in the room, he might not, but we're really glad that he's here. Yay. And these are our amazing accountants. Do you love accounting like I do? Yeah, remember I told you it was weird a few minutes ago? Anyway, Phyllis and Laura support all our fiscal sponsorees, PSF's payroll, and they make sure our travel grants and other grants get paid, and they keep us on track with all our obligations as a U.S. nonprofit. They're undoubtedly not in the room and probably in the travel grants room, but we love them anyways. So. And then our Deputy Executive Director, we recently promoted Lauren. She's going to continue working on our comms and event planning work and be our main contact for partnerships, and is going to be doing more to support strategic planning and long-term budgeting. I'm so glad that we were able to promote Lauren, and hopefully she'll stay here forever. I don't know if she's in the room, but we are very excited about the promotion. We also have 3 CPython developers in residence now. Lukasz is here. Petr and Serhii are not. The 3 of them help shepherd some of the behind-the-scenes work on CPython that needs doing, and they support other contributors. Lukasz is here this week. He helped run the Language Summit on Wednesday and has a talk on Saturday at 1:30. So. He's also a core developer. This is from the Language Summit that took place earlier this week. Our core devs make sure that Python keeps moving forward and evolving to meet the needs of our many users. So, yay. I know, you guys are like, how many times is she going to make me clap? It's a few more. This is the PSF board. They support the PSF and help us make plans for the future. You can meet many of our board members here this week, especially at the Sunday open space titled the PSF and Meetups. If you're thinking of running for the PSF board, consider talking to a current board member to get the inside scoop. They will almost certainly encourage you to run for the board, so be careful. We also have a ton of working groups, which is a group of volunteers that help us get everything done. Volunteers work with staff and board members on Code of Conduct work group, Diversity and Inclusion work group, the Education and Outreach work group, which is recently revived, the Fellows work group, the Grants work group, the Infrastructure work group, the Python Job Board work group. Did you know we have a job board? The Packaging work group, and the Trademarks work group. So this is a group of volunteers that do stuff like this for us for free, which is amazing. So. We also act as the back office for 20 Python projects that are helping to build the Python community and support Python users. Most notably, PyLadies. The entire global network of PyLadies is one of our fiscal sponsors. Yes? And there are thousands of volunteers all over the world that aren't even in any of those categories. They run local conferences, they make meetups happen, they are teaching people to use Python, they're helping newcomers succeed. Python would not be the huge success it is without the energy and dedication of the Python community members all over the world. So I am really, really excited that we have such a great staff and roster of volunteers. Yay! Hopefully some of them will watch and we'll be like, yay. All right, I am almost done. I know it's a classic move to say thanks to our sponsors, and I am saying that. Thank you so much to our sponsors. But I also want to specifically thank the people inside of those companies that go year after year to be like, hey, did you write the PSF check yet? Can it be bigger? Can we get more people at PyCon US this year? So I want to say especially thank you to the people who see us, who understand the Python community, and are doing that advocacy year-round. So thank you to our sponsors, and thank you to our advocates at those companies. All right, So my final message is stay weird and keep welcoming all the nice weirdos to the Python community. I hope you have a fantastic time here at PyCon US. And it is my great pleasure to bring up Lisa Veldin from Google. Please welcome her to the stage. Thank you.
Hello, PyCon. So I'm Lisa. I'm the engineering manager for the Python language team at Google. And this is actually my very first PyCon. And I'm... And yeah, I'm really overwhelmed with the energy and the welcoming atmosphere here. And yesterday there was even a dedicated session for first-time attendees. And in general, I'm super impressed by the diverse and exciting selection of talks. There's something for new learners, seasoned experts, so truly for everyone. And I think this is going to be very inspiring days. At Google, we deeply appreciate the power and versatility of Python as the language. From its origins in quick scripting, DevOps tooling, to its current role as the go-to language for machine learning. And Python has proven itself as an accessible, beginner-friendly language that is the go-to programming language for many of us and many of you to get things done quickly, iterate quickly, and also has the tools to build world-class applications. So it's truly a programming language that fosters innovation. And just as Python helps make Google possible, with our continuously growing Python code base, as well as upcoming infrastructure problems that we have to tackle for AI, we're really excited to see all of the innovations that you will be sharing here this year at PyCon. We're especially interested in developments that are happening in free-threaded Python, the evolution of the typing standard, and general performance improvements, all of which thrive because of this incredible community here. And so, from myself and all of my colleagues at Google, thank you very much. Thank you, PyCon, and thank you, Python community. There's almost. So there's actually many of us from Google here this year at PyCon. You can catch Martin Huschenbett presenting at the Typing Summit and Paul Gansel with his talk on programming for yourself, as well as Dustin Ingram at the Supply Chain Security Open Space, and many others from us around here at the conference. So please come say hi and talk to us. Thank you.